Friends, welcome to Manitowoc Cooperative Ministry Daily Devotions. I'm Pastor Judine Duerwaechter, co-pastor with the MCM, and today I'm going to bring you a devotional on Psalm 72. This is a kind of a fun psalm, very celebratory, perhaps used in maybe a parade or a procession of some sort. I'm coming to you obviously in the time of quarantine, so we aren't going to be literally able to experience those things on our own. So it's kind of nice to be reflective of what it is this psalm might be saying with some of those more fun parade type pageantries that we are having to just avoid at this time in our lives. So let's see how this can inspire us in the world today. Psalm 72, I'll read to you some select verses. Give the king your justice, O God, and your righteousness to a king's son. May he judge your people with righteousness and your poor with justice. May the mountain yield prosperity for the people and the hills in righteousness. May he defend the cause of the poor of the people, give deliverance to the needy, and crush the oppressor. For he delivers the needy when they call, the poor and those who have no helper. He has pity on the weak and the needy, and saves the lives of the needy. From oppression and violence he redeems their life, and precious is their blood in his sight. Long may he live. May gold of Sheba be given to him. May prayer be made for him continually, and blessings invoked for him all day long. Again, you kind of heard like a little bit of a celebration there. This is actually known as a king prayer. It's most likely a Hebrew king that is praying, again, for like, or at some kind of a celebration or procession, so to speak. This king, you can hear, rules with a great relationship and alignment with God. And the result of that, the manifestation of that alignment and relationship with God pours out onto the people to, of course, include the poor, where there is even prosperity for them. It kind of has a Jesus-like kingship to it, that which we trust happens for us as we honor the relationship of Jesus Christ in our hearts, as we live out our lives as disciples, or as we live out our lives as love. These wonderful manifestations of prosperity will happen for even those who are in poverty, those who are poor. So we kind of heard, that famous saying, long live the king, kind of thing. We heard that in the psalm. So this is a leader who is really appreciated by the people and who is prayed for by the people because of this leader, this king's goodness. And again, the goodness is a result of the king's right relationship with God, allowing God to work through him as a leader. So it makes me mindful as we think about how this might be meaningful for us in the world today is what makes for a good leader. There's so many things written about good leadership. And certainly I'm a huge fan that what makes for a good leader or a good parent or a good teacher or a good pastor, number one comes to the having the art of listening be one of your skills. So it's one of my most important characteristics that I try to follow in my ministry is to be a really, really good listener. And obviously this Hebrew king would have had to have been a good listener in order to know what the situations are among the people so that the king could pray and have God work through him to rectify these things. Or another way to put what makes for a good leader, as the psalmist is writing about, is a king who acts out in love, a leader who acts out in love, a president, a prime minister, etc., who leads in love. And of course, we can come up with all kinds of definitions as to what the word love actually means, and it can't possibly mean anything else other than how God would define it in God's divine economy, and that would mean love would be manifested through the acts of certainly equality. So, and of course, justice. So, this psalmist is kind of a dream come true, friends, as far as a leader. And this psalmist humbles his own physical self in order to allow for the divine economy to move through him so that that divine economy can show itself up in the kingdom that he rules. So this is all very possible for us in our world today. So always, like I like to say, live to love and humble yourselves enough to let God move through you in your life, because God, in fact, knows what God is doing, as love knows what love is doing. And frankly, it doesn't really need us to do anything else other than to just get out of the way. So let us do that so that there is a beautiful justice in our world today, and do your small part. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Have a blessed day.